So keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are absolutely fucking live, dude. We've never been more live on the dropshot.com/live, of course.
Really?
Welcome to the program, the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. My name, of course, is Casey, also known as Razanon. I am joined, as always, by sexual assault survivor and my good friend, Tanner. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Good?
I'm good. How are you? Yeah.
I'm vibing, dude. I'm reminiscing about the time I sent you an unsolicited picture of my hairy, giant white balls, and it makes me smile. It just gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling.
I'm just glad it wasn't
Fuzzy
just
like my
me
balls.
to receive that picture the first time.
That
I'm
would've been
glad
too
Gabriel,
weird.
Saul Perez,
Yeah.
Joseph, and no, not Joey. Gabriel.
It was Gabe,
Who,
Ben,
Itchy,
Mike,
Ben?
Itch. I think it was just
Now,
us
Mike
five.
hasn't read that group chat in
Michael's
6
never-
years, so that
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's seen my balls enough, though, so.
Itchy looks at that picture often, for sure.
He examined it.
I don't think
very
anyone
closely.
even responded. Gabe, literally none of them responded except for me. To this day, I don't think they've ever even brought that up
Just
or
acknowledged
discussed
it.
it. Yeah, they've
It was
never
too
acknowledged it.
traumatizing. They just buried it deep down
Yeah,
in their
exactly.
subconscious. But
Yep.
anyways, welcome to the show. This is a podcast about Call of Duty sometimes, which we will, of course, get into. Now, a couple little announcements, things to address. So we had a plan for today, right? We had a plan. The plan was to do a more thorough review of Season 3, like actually dissecting the patch notes, looking at hidden changes that we had anticipated would have been out by now, many of which are, etc. But what we didn't really realize is that, number one, there's a lot of stuff to go over. And number two, we're on a more constrained schedule just because of Season 3, the launch, and how crazy it's been. So we had the podcast Thursday night. We had the hangout last night, which we'll get into. And then this afternoon, we had the live Patreon call and Q&As. So we actually didn't really have time to get those notes down. So that's not what we're going to be doing today. The plan is next week we will do an episode covering basically 2 weeks worth of patch notes. So it'll be like a normal Wednesday episode, except it's going to be more information, and we're going to curate it, and we'll have a lot of by then, hopefully, we will have a lot of actual data and numbers and analytics from the boys, True Game Data, JGod, and Exclusive Ace, and we can talk about that. And also by then, by then, we will have tried all of the new Warzone guns and those ones which have been changed very recently. So that's the plan for next week. Tonight, we're going to do the same thing we did on Thursday, except on the Cold War side of things. So on Thursday, we did kind of Warzone first impressions in the wake of Season 3. Which was very fun, very cool, very interesting. And today we're going to do the same thing, but on the Cold War side. So everything that changed with Season 3 in Cold War, which is admittedly less stuff, but still a lot to talk about. We're just going to give you guys kind of our first thoughts, first impressions, and we'll go from there. Now, also, new patrons, again, totally slipped my mind to compile this list.
You're stupid. Yeah, you're lazy and you're stupid.
Well, no. Okay. I've been doing research for the program, and it's been a busy week, and it slipped my mind because I was doing research for this episode. And so we will again be tabling the acknowledgments of our newest, dearest patrons for next week. Now, don't worry. We're not skipping you. We're just postponing your acknowledgement, which you of course deserve. And we very much do appreciate all of our new patrons, and we will thank you by name next week, I promise. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, I do want to talk about one thing that changed with Season 3 that we actually didn't mention, which I'm kind of surprised we forgot to. But Warzone custom lobbies, you can now do Verdansk and Rebirth Island, and you can also do Resurgence, which is the one where you'll respawn unless your whole squad is wiped.
Yeah, as long as there's one person alive, you respawn.
Yes. So that is really fucking cool, especially for us, because if you are a patron, patreon.com/thedropshot, of course, at any tier, we do weekly Patreon hangouts with all of you guys. And oftentimes we do Warzone customs. But because we only had like 30 people, 30 to 40, regular Warzone on that giant map is obviously entirely too slow. And also, the skill disparity in our every custom lobby is very wide. We have people who are literally from like a 0.5 to a 5.0, like actually. These people would never be in the same lobby in a regular game. So if you're on the lower end of that distribution, then Warzone customs are not terribly fun for you because you're probably going to get shit on and then you just won't respawn and then you're just kind of shit out of luck. So what we did last night for our patron hangout, we had a good showing. It was fun. And we did Rebirth, Island, Resurgence, Trios, and Quads. We started with Quads. Great time. Went down to Trios. And I think everyone decided Trios was the better option.
Yes, for sure.
But I thought, going into it, I thought this is going to be really cool. And it's going to give everyone an opportunity to play more. Because it's like a quasi respawn mode. You definitely get more playtime in than in Warzone, even Mini Royale. And it's also more fast paced too. So not much like looting or fucking, like figuring out what you want to do. You can kind of just get right in the action. And then I'm pleased to report my thoughts, my predictions were exactly correct. It was fucking awesome. It was really fun. A lot of action. And I feel like everyone got a lot more playtime. And
for sure.
Everyone seemed to enjoy it a lot, myself included. What were your thoughts on it, Tanner?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun too. I just had an issue all last night where I had packet loss. So that was kind of annoying trying to play with like 10 to 15% packet loss. I would start shooting at someone and then I would just be dead. But Rebirth for sure is way more fun playing on that smaller map, constant action. It definitely is better for like the lower KD guys, and I know some of them actually said that too. Like, oh, this is like way more fun for us. So I'm glad it worked out for everyone. And
because
that's
the people who
definitely
are good had
we'll
fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the people that camp up in towers mounted up like goated out also had fun. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Well, yeah, it was a fucking blast, dude. I had a great time. And it's also cool because the matches are faster, you can get more games in the same amount of time, and you can try out a bunch of guns. Like, it's easier to get a loadout because it's cheaper. Maybe it's not easier, but it's cheaper to get a loadout. You can try out a bunch of guns too. We were trying a lot of shit out, and it was a very good time. So all of that is to say, if you've been considering joining the Patreon, we have bonus episodes which are worth it in their own right. But also, we're going to probably be doing a lot more Warzone customs, many of which will be on Rebirth Island, just because we don't have 150 people. And then we could
I'm excited
do,
for that going forward.
Yeah, for sure. And we could do Rebirth regular Warzone, like Trios, just Battle Royale, but on Rebirth. How do you think that would play?
I think that would play very well, yeah. I think anything Rebirth and customs is going to be fun going forward for a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's something new and fresh to play, so I like it.
That's true too.
Also, like, we just don't play a lot of Rebirth outside of that, so it gives us time to play that map and like learn it more and enjoy it for what it is. So I think all around it's just good.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed. So all of that is to say, imagine not being a patron. Get shit on. But for real, thank you guys for showing out who did come last night. Very fun. On that topic, next week, it's going to be Friday afternoon is going to be the hangout. So at the end of every month, the last Friday of every month, instead of 7 p.m. Pacific, it's going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific. So if you're European and mauled that you never come to the hangouts because they're too late, not next week, not the last Friday. So I better hear a lot of govnas in fucking Discord next week.
There better be 25 people in there with accents and just voices I can hardly understand, right?
Correct.
Or I'm going to be furious and we're never doing it again. Because they all asked for it. They said, oh, we can't come. It's always, the time's too late. It's in the middle of the night. Cool. Better show up next Friday or it's canceled.
True.
Figure it out.
Real and true.
Because all of the Americans are furious at us, saying, why would we do it in the middle of the day? People work.
They are maulding, yes.
So you better show up. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, fuck the Americans and fuck white men. So let's just be clear about that.
Of course, yeah. And we love hot tub streamers.
Okay. Fuck, what was I going to say? Oh, we're also going to, we're going to make a new image for the schedule next week. Because in addition to that kind of atypical scheduling, we also are not going to be doing the program on Wednesday next week. We're going to do it on Tuesday instead. Why is that, Tanner? You said you're not going to be around. Is that correct?
I'm going to a 3-day event, a 3-day wedding. I talked about this. You guys know the vibes. I'm going to a 3-day wedding. Figure it out.
Yeah.
It's not, the wedding is only 1 day, but the day before, there's like a dinner thing with like a taco man. So of course I'm going. There's a taco man.
Yeah.
And it's in like wine country. So it'll be cool. And then we were going to go to like a breakfast thing on Friday, but since we have the hangout at 1, I'm not doing that anyways now. So it's a 2-day thing. So we'll do Tuesday night. We also may start an hour early because it could be one of the thickest episodes of all time if we're going to completely go over season 3 involving Warzone. So it's possible we start at like 6 p.m., but just keep an eye on the Twitter and the Discord. We'll announce it once we figure that out.
Yeah, once we get the schedule, we'll post it on the Twitter pinned Jesus Christ. Pinned tweet image. It'll have the date and the time for that. But yeah, Tanner will be at a super spreader event in Zion National Park on Wednesday.
It's the flu, right? It's the flu.
He's going to contribute to the death of millions of people. He's a vector of disease. And he
actually, I'm getting my first microtrack implantation tomorrow morning. So.
Oh, what time?
9:30. I'm going.
Where do you go to get it?
Pomona Fairplex. I think this one's a drive-through, by the way, so I don't have to get out of my car. So that's cool.
So you get some cotton candy and go on the Ferris wheel on the way out, or what?
Yeah, and I got like a text that was like, "Hey, we have plenty of extra vaccines. Bring a friend or family member." So I texted my sister, so she's gonna go with me too.
Oh my god!
We're both getting microchipped tomorrow. Can't wait.
Hank Scorpio, you cannot let your wife be microchipped by Bill Gates.
He already got microchipped, and he's got sick from it too. He was throwing up. He had chills. He was pretty bad for like 24 hours.
So the microchip is running the convince your family to also get microchipped script in his brain. So got it. Cool. Hank Scorpio is compromised. Awesome.
That's why I'm doing it Sunday, because Monday and Tuesday, hopefully, we don't have a whole lot to do. Well, we have plenty to do, but
yeah,
you know the vibes.
You know the vibes. So yeah, Tuesday is going to be that. Also, we did our live call-ins this afternoon, as I mentioned. That will be posted on the YouTube, and I'll also put it in the podcast feed. If you guys want to listen to that, Platinum and Damascus patrons can call in once a month. Last Saturday of each month in the afternoon. We had a good time doing that, talking to the boys, getting some feedback, answering some questions, asking some ourselves. And that'll be up pretty shortly as well. And I believe that about covers it. Excuse me. So once again, if you're a new patron, if you donated offline or subbed offline, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I will acknowledge you on Tuesday. I promise, but not tonight. Tanner, anything else on your end, little buddy?
I don't think so.
Okay. So that is that. Now let's get into the program. If you were perhaps listening for the jingle, here it is.
Oh, fuck this jingle, right?
Any jinglers? Any fucking jinglers? No, you're demonetizing me. Stop it. You stupid fuck. You're demonetizing us, I should say. This is why we haven't gotten paid on YouTube.
You don't
yet,
give me any of that
bitch.
money, right? So I don't care.
Get any of it because you demonetize every video.
That's
dude.
crazy.
Okay,
That's
knock it
actually
off.
Insane.
Knock it off, dude. We're giving
Okay.
We're giving
I'll
money.
consider
We're
it.
giving ad revenue to the Sun fucking Dance or whoever the fuck writes that song. Doesn't matter. Let's.
Yeah, he does write that.
The sunburst, the Capri sunbursts, whatever. Don't care. Welcome to the show, boys and girls. Today, as I said, we are going over our first impressions of Season 3 as it relates to Cold War, the video game Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. As I said, also, not too much has changed, but there were some pretty big changes that I wanted to go over. Oh, you know what? Let's also do that before we forget. Okay.
It's in the notes there, yeah. But cool, buddy.
Cool.
Cool.
So yeah, we're gonna go over our first impressions of Cold War. But before we do that, double XP, just a reminder, which doesn't matter, and double weapon XP, which does matter, is live in Cold War and Warzone right now until Monday, the 26th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, the only correct time zone, of course. This is when you should level all Cold War guns. And I've been telling you guys this for months, and you all ignored me, and you laughed at me.
Including me. Yeah. I've
True.
been ignoring the fuck out of you on that.
True.
Yeah.
You pointed at me, you laughed, you scoffed. I was worthy of contempt to you people.
Yeah.
Look who's laughing now, bitch. I just have a max level Krig, and I can just immediately use it. And Tanner's like, can you drop your Krig for me, sir? I don't actually have it leveled.
I've never once asked that. Know why? Because I'll just use the AMAX and the Car 98 because they're still both better, right?
Well, okay.
They're both better.
Sure. Hey, listeners, don't be like Tanner. Use the double weapon XP events to level every gun, even if it's really shit in Cold War. Because guess what? Nerfs come and buffs come. Who knows what's going to get buffed next? Not me, not you either. So just have everything max level so that when it does get buffed, inevitably, you're already good to go and you can just wait for the fucking True Game Data video to come out and slap on all the attachments and then go pilfer the loot of children in Verdansk, 1984, which is a new map, by the way. So once again, double weapon XP until in Warzone and in Cold War until the 26th at 10 a.m. So there you go. All right, so now
cool.
Cold War initial thoughts is what we're talking about today. I guess we will start with the patch notes, which is
you want to go through these? Look at them. Talk about some things.
So if you guys look on your screens here, this website is called Polygon. Cool. And these are patch notes for Season 3
Are they?
as it relates to Cold War. Now, Tanner, did anything in particular stand out for you here, or did you just want to have these as a reference?
Mostly as a reference, but I mean, there were we could talk about the weapon tuning if we want.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's scroll down here. So LMG Alpha, which is of course the stoner, got fucking nerfed.
Well, it's LMG Alpha.
It's LMG Alpha, of course, yeah. Reduced max damage from 42 to 38. Reduced max range from 38 meters to 21 meters. Those are pretty big. Slight increase to vertical recoil, slightly reduced ADS speed, reduced range bonus on the match grade barrel, which is the task force barrel. From a, oh wait, It might not be the task force barrel, actually. I'm not sure. From 100% to 50%.
I don't know either.
And then reduced range penalty of division barrel attachment from 25%, negative 25 to negative 12%. So the only thing that got buffed here is the division barrel, which probably isn't worth using anyway. Everything else was a pretty fat fucking nerf. And these nerfs to LMGs are across the board. RPD got virtually the same nerf, and so did the M60. Which is definitely a...
By the way, look at that M60. Reduced max damage or max range from 76 meters to 20.
Yeah.
76 to 20. That's like a big hit. I love it. I love to see it. Because that's exactly what the problem was with LMG. Somebody would sit in a corner with a thermal optic and just 2-tap you across the map.
Actually.
It's so easy to use. That's the problem. Every time you'd run across one, somebody would be sitting in a corner. So good. I'm glad they did this in Cold War.
Yeah, so if you had an M60 with a 76 meter max range and then put a task force barrel on it, you would do the same amount of damage whether you were 1 meter or 150 meters.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice weapon balance. That's so insane. That's so fucking insane. 150 meters is fucking far, by the way, guys.
Especially in Cold War multiplayer. Yeah, yes. That's huge.
Yes. So
there's not even a lot of sight lines that are that long.
Yeah, you virtually never had a damage drop off on the M60, actually. Yeah. Like, it's so crazy. Yep. So now there is one. So LMGs got pretty fucking tanked, and I'm fairly surprised, but I'm glad. And I will say, since Season 3, I've been playing quite a bit of Cold War, and I'm pleased to report far fewer LMGs I'm seeing.
Yes, I didn't get killed by one in the last couple days, actually.
Yes.
Like Nuketown, in Nuketown lobbies, there would usually always be one guy with a thermal LMG, and I didn't run across that at all. So that's good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So that's a great change, and it needed it, of course. And then I will add, though, that on bigger maps, what this means is people who are using an LMG are just going to use a sniper instead, which is actually worse than an LMG.
It actually is.
So this change is good, kind of, but changes don't exist in a vacuum. So in some sense, it's good. In another sense, it's very sad. But to be clear, I haven't noticed more snipers than usual. So maybe people just haven't caught on yet. Because some people maybe who were LMG mains switched to assault rifles instead of snipers. If that's the case, good. But
we've been playing Yamagunshi 24/7, which isn't a great map for sniping as it is. So that could be why too. Because when I was in Nuketown, I was getting sniped often, right?
Were you trolling when you just said Yamagunshi?
Yes.
Okay. Because you had a straight face.
Sure. Well, I'm a straight white male, and I keep straight faces.
And you're simple. Shit. And there's no worse category of person than a straight white male.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I think that's the main reason. It's a pretty shit map for sniping.
Yeah, definitely. It's real small, which we'll get into. So, anyways, that's good overall. I'm pleased with that. And then shotguns. Street Sweeper got nerfed. It can no longer one-shot you if you're full health. Because the max damage went from 138 to 88. That's obviously good. Still shouldn't exist. And a 2-tap, not great. That being possible, simply not great. But this is a step in the right direction, for sure. The Howard got its range increased by 0.65 meters, 0.66 meters, which is fine, I guess. Yeah.
That's odd. Okay.
Yeah. And then it got some other little changes, but that doesn't really matter that much. And then Shotgun Bravo. I really want to know why they do this. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So Shotgun
Maybe we
Bravo,
should at the Treyarch community manager and be like, why are you doing this?
I wonder
what's
if
the
he'd
reasoning
answer.
behind this? He may. He answers a lot of P's. I'll ask him. You know the vibes.
Send him a little fucking tweet. Just fire off a spicy little tweet. Yeah. So anyway, Shotgun Bravo, which is the Gallo, the SPAS 12, increased mid damage range from 9 meters to 10 meters, which is not great. Increased mid-range pellet damage from 2 to 3, but reduced max damage from 118 to 108. So that's kind of a mixed bag. Basically, it has more range, but less max damage. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if this means it's I don't know if this is a nerf or a buff, honestly. But again, I don't see many shotguns anymore. Like, people just don't use them.
Yeah, they don't. They're not. Shotguns are still annoying as shit, especially the street sweeper when it one-tapped everyone. But I haven't seen like lobbies full of shotguns since like the first week the game was released.
Actually,
that's all people used back then.
Yep.
But now not so much.
Yeah.
I think it was also people were using them back then because they were so busted. It was easy to like get them gold and level them up, so everyone did it right off the rip.
Yeah.
Because also like when you come from Modern Warfare where shotguns are primaries and you get a game where shotguns are secondaries, everyone just, gets a hard on and then they're running around with a fucking gallows spraying everyone down. Like me. That's what I did.
Oh, that was your primary weapon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
course, that and the MP5. It's all I used.
You had to replace the keycap for your weapon swap button. You just spawn and fucking slam it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I don't see many shotguns. They're annoying, but they don't seem to be nearly as much of a problem. But every time I do see a shotgun, it's a street sweeper. Like, people don't use the Hauer ever, and they very rarely use the SPAS 12 even, which is weird. I think the SPAS 12 is better because you can reload it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I agree.
Assault rifles, FFAR in Cold War got a pretty big buff, which I find odd because before this buff, the FFAR in Cold War was fucking good. It was actually pretty similar to how it is in Warzone, where it's like, this is not a gun you want to use on fucking Armada or Miami, but if you're up close and you want to use an AR, FFAR is your best one. That's true in Warzone. It's also true in Cold War, and they buffed it like a lot. Reduced recoil penalty on the task force barrel by 10% total. Increased bullets in a number of different magazines. Reduced reload speed penalty on the 34 round magazine from 10% to 5%. So that's like one of the extended mags. Reduced ADS speed penalty on 38 round speed mag from 20% to 10%.
Wow.
Big. Like, actually quite big buffs. I still don't see the FFAR much in Cold War, to be fair, to be clear. I mostly see SMGs, but that's for reasons we've already talked about. Why use an assault rifle?
Yeah, no reason to use an assault rifle.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, see, an FFAR was essentially like the best assault rifle that performed similar to an SMG. That's kind of what it's always been for me, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like you're using an AR, but it kind of felt like an SMG anyways.
Groza too.
So yeah. So giving this a buff is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's good because it's an AR and ARs have been awful. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't. People don't run the FFAR in Cold War really. I've noticed that also.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. Because when I use it, I'm like, this thing's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, when it was meta in Warzone, like when it first started coming out as being a meta gun, you saw a lot of people in Cold War multiplayer using it because they were all leveling it. But now that that's done, nobody uses it in multiplayer anymore.
Yeah.
But also, I do genuinely think a lot of these people playing Cold War right now, like they like Cold War enough to level up guns on it. So that's what they do. But other than that, they just use it to level Cold War guns and play for a little bit,
Warzone guns,
and then just use those in Warzone.
Yeah. That's kind of me, honestly.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm playing Cold War, it's to level shit for Warzone. Like, I know I can level a Cold War gun faster by doing Plunder than by playing Nuketown 24/7. But I like Cold War enough to where I'd rather play Nuketown 24/7 than play Plunder and do contracts. Like, I have fun. I have fun with it. Yeah. But I don't have enough fun to where I'm going to play it by myself just for its own sake. Yeah. I don't really ever do that. Very rarely. So yeah, I think you're right about that. The Krig increased headshot multiplier from 1.25 to 1.4. Yikes. Reduced max damage from 35 to 33. So basically it does less damage, but it does more headshot damage now. So it's incentivizing headshots more. But more importantly, if someone gets a lucky headshot on you with a Krig, it's that much worse for you, which is not great. So yeah. We've talked about this. The headshot multiplier is entirely too high in Cold War, and it makes TTKs very inconsistent, and I hate it. So cool. Krig's even worse now. Awesome. Not worse performing necessarily. In fact, probably better performing, but it's more annoying, I mean. And then add an ADS move speed bonus to the following barrel attachments for all ARs: Ultralight, Contour, Contour M2, and CMV Milspec. So
they're kind of trying to make ARs a little bit better.
Yeah.
They've probably been listening to the program, so they're somewhat buffing the ARs, kind of, not really. They're nerfing the shotguns and they're nerfing the LMGs. They listen to the Dropshot. It's that simple.
It is of course that simple. So shout out to Tony Flame. I know you're listening. Join the Patreon, you fucking leeching rat. You're not going to take the community feedback that we give you and not give us anything for it. You can do this.
Yeah,
you can
true.
join the fucking Patreon, Tony. Okay, number one. Or you can log on to the Treyarch Studios Twitter account, the official Twitter account, and you can tweet, "Hey, love the work you guys are doing at the Dropshot Pod." If you're a fan of Call of Duty, go give them a 5-star rating on iTunes and join their Patreon, because the bonus episodes are even better.
Yeah, we won't sue you if you do that.
If you do one of those two things in the next 7 days, we will not get our considerable legal team to come into contact with you, Tony. Okay?
Yeah.
And by the way, while you're at it, Tony Flame, change it. There you go. All right, tactical rifles, Tac Rifle Charlie, which I believe is... What is Tac Rifle Charlie? Fuck. So the first one...
let me see. Hold on. I'm looking at it.
I think it's the Type 63 M16 AUG.
AUG is Charlie.
DMR. Yeah. So the AUG got a giant nerf in Cold War also, which is odd. Reduced max range from 30 to 19 meters. Increased burst fire delay from 2.16 to, or 0.216 to 0.233, which is pretty
It didn't get
negligible.
nerfed. Cool.
Increased max damage from 51 to 52. Okay, yeah, maybe not. Increased headshot multiplier from 1.25 to 1.4.
Didn't get nerfed at all.
Yikes, didn't get nerfed at all. What? Yeah. So it got, again, a mixed bag. They're trying to like fine tune these weapons, which to be fair is more than Infinity Ward ever did. Infinity Ward would either nerf a gun or buff it. But
or they would just ignore everyone and just not do anything.
Or just not change anything. That's true. That's more accurate. True. But here it's like they're reducing one thing but making another thing better. So they're trying to like balance them and give them their own little spot more. But I will say, I don't have much input on this change. But the headshot multiplier being 1.4 instead of 1.25 is a giant buff, especially to a burst weapon. Because burst weapons recoil up and you get the third shot on the head.
Yep.
So that makes the AUG lot nastier. It's a nasty boy. It's a lot.
And again,
more of a
tactical
nasty
rifles
boy.
are also busted in Cold War because it's basically like one burst and you kill someone, no matter what the range is. That's what it always feels like for me, at least. I get one framed all the time by these.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, that's not great. By the way, shout out to Treyarch. Still doing a good job on the patch notes.
True.
Again,
I'm
in
impressed.
1 year of Infinity Ward, we didn't see a single percentage on any sort of patch note, anything. We saw probably 50% of the actual patch was left off the notes. So shout out to Treyarch. Thank you for these patch notes. Also, though, not as many people like dissect Cold War patch notes like they do Warzone. So there could be a bunch of things that are changing that we don't know. But at least they're giving us like these values. So
totally agree.
Shout out to Foxhound FPS, I think is his name.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think he's the community manager. No,
the art guy is someone else. Yeah.
Foxhound
FPS.
FPS. Yeah, shout out to Josh Torres, community manager at Treyarch. Good job, buddy.
Shout out to Josh Torres, dude. You know, Tony Flame probably doesn't listen to the program, but if anyone at Treyarch does, it'd probably be the community guy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so thanks.
Hey,
buddy.
Josh, look, dude. DM us on Twitter and just acknowledge that you listen to the program. That's all I want. That's all I want.
We
Just
won't
for
go
my
public
own
with it.
satisfaction.
Yeah.
I won't go public if you don't want me to. If you don't care, then I'll of course go public. I'll screenshot it. If you don't want me to, we won't. It's fine, dude. It's fine.
It's all good, dude.
I just want to know. I just want to know.
I just want to know.
So, anyways, yeah, so interesting. And then SMG sprint speed. All SMGs.
This is what I'm talking about, by the way.
Reduce sprinting speed of all subs. Pistols are now the fastest guns to sprint with. With specific attachments, an SMG may now allow sprinting as fast as a pistol, but not faster is what is the subtext I think I'm reading.
This is why I didn't think the Bullfrog was good earlier. And I was telling you, I was like, dude, why is the Bullfrog so slow? Like, I'm running so slow with it. That's why. Because they nerfed the sprint speed to all SMGs. So unless you're using like the movement speed attachments, which of course I'm not, maybe I should be now. I wasn't earlier though. That's why SMGs feel a little bit slow.
Dude,
which is probably, I guess that's okay.
As long as they're faster than ARs and LMGs and snipers, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's cool, I guess. Whatever. You know the vibes.
I don't know if I just didn't notice before or if they changed this attachment, but there is an underbarrel on like every gun. Certainly every SMG, or certainly most SMGs. It's an underbarrel that increases sprinting movement speed and horizontal recoil control. I think it might be, I forget what it's called, maybe patrol grip or something. That's such a good attachment for an SMG. You should be using it.
Yeah.
Increase sprinting move speed and horizontal recoil, which is the only recoil you should really care about anyway. That's like a really good attachment for an SMG.
Mm-hmm.
So just letting you guys know to check that one out. I don't know if this changed. I don't know if this was in the game at launch and I just didn't notice, or if they just fundamentally changed how that attachment worked.
I think we're just dumb and it's always been there. I don't know. I think we're just really stupid.
I think we underestimated the importance of sprint move speed, honestly. At least I did. You've always liked movement speed, so not you.
Yeah, you're just, I mean, you're a camping rat. Even watching you play customs last night, you're a camping rat. You just sit in a building and ADS and look out a window. It's disgusting, actually.
Well,
I mean, move your character. I would love to see your overall lifetime movement time on Warzone.
Cool.
Because you're shit.
Well, I have to follow you into death, so it's as much as yours.
Got
bitch. It. So, anyways, yeah.
You are fake news.
Anyways, yeah, I just thought I would say that. And then, so that's all the weapon changes, which I think, by and large,
I think that's about it. Yeah,
are pretty good. And then there's not really anything else. I mean, you could save custom weapon mods. That seems to work. And then there are a couple of other things which we will get into. All right, and then there are a lot of patch notes. Obviously, we're not going to go through everything. Like always, we're going to pick out what we find important. A couple new maps. Yamantau we're going to go over in a little bit, so tabling that for now. And then Diesel as well. I actually haven't played, but apparently it's a 6s map, a 3s map, and a 2v2 map. So is this map too big for 3v3 or is it too small for 6v6? Do you know?
We'll get into it. Just move on. We'll get into it.
Okay,
I have stuff written down about it.
Okay, got it. And then, yeah. And then there's a new score streak as well called the Strafe Run.
Thresher?
Yes. It's actually just the Thresher. Now, the difference between the Thresher and the Strafe one, there's two differences. Number one, when you get a Strafe Run and call it in, you have to mark the line as if it was like a napalm strike.
Yeah. So it's not total aimbot.
You don't call it, and it's not like, it doesn't just bomb the whole fucking map. You have to pick where it goes. In some ways, that's worse because it's less area that gets bombed. But in other ways, it's significantly better because if you get a strafe run on Nuketown, then you put it right on B, and good luck capping that shit because it's a targeted demolition of wherever the line is. I think it does 4 passes or 5, so it lasts quite a while. And also, differently than the Thresher, it will kill all enemy score streaks. I don't know if it only kills ones in the air, like air patrol, or if it would also kill like a sentry on the ground. I don't really know. But certainly,
I think it just kill air. Like it's like air patrol. I think.
I think so. Yes. So the strafe run is effectively a targeted thresher, but also it functions as an air patrol. So if you call this in, it'll kill everything else in the air, and also do the bombing shit. It is really good. However, I think the score that it costs is appropriate because it's pretty expensive. It's pretty expensive and it's really good, but it's also not like insanely overpowered or anything. It's not as bad as a thresher just because you have to pick where it goes.
Yeah.
So like if an enemy gets a strafe run and you're playing domination, hey, stop going to B till it's gone. You're going to be fine. Of course, that's where they put it. So it's kind of avoidable in a way that a thresher wasn't. Have you been strafe run, Tanner?
I've been strafe run, yes. I didn't die to it though, so that must mean it's not as good as a thresher. Yeah, it's gone over the sky on my map though, right? But it didn't kill me or anything. Also, one thing about a thresher was it deafened the entire map. This doesn't do that. It's a lot quieter. Like you couldn't hear a goddamn thing when a thresher came over. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's in the game. So that's cool. I like that they're adding score streaks. And that one seems pretty balanced. And it can still be air patrolled, by the way. So if you call in a strafe run and then they call in an air patrol after, the air patrol kills it. I don't think I don't like air patrol being in the game. It's too cheap. It's simply too cheap. But anyways, let's move on. I guess we could read this from the patch notes here. Movement. Increase the speed at which a player can go into prone and come out of prone. Previously decreased, slowed down in Season 2 Reloaded. So you can prone faster and you can come out of prone faster. That's interesting. That might make the drop shot wrap significantly better. Significantly better. Because I actually was using this, or airborne elastic wrap is the other one. It's one of the grips that allows you to stay aiming down sight while you go prone. This is the technique is called the drop shot, which is the namesake of this program. You can do this without needing any attachments in MW in most Call of Duties, but you can't do it in Cold War unless you have one of these two grips. Now, I started using like the airborne elastic wrap because it's a pretty good attachment and it allows you to drop shot. And this was like Season 1 shit. But the more I used it, I was like, dude, you stand up too slow for this to be useful. Like in MW, you get out of prone and start moving way fucking quicker than in Cold War.
Yeah.
But now apparently they've sped that up a little bit. Did you even know this was changed? Because I didn't know this until
I didn't notice this at all. No, I didn't notice it. It doesn't feel any different to me.
Yeah. So I'm going to give the airborne elastic wrap a try now. Because if it's faster, then it's actually going to be worth doing. Like, it's literally not worth it to drop shot in Cold War, even if you didn't need an attachment, because it was so fucking slow. But maybe now it's worth it. So that's actually super interesting. Stance changes are no longer queued in first person and forced to completion. I don't know what that means. Okay, and then this is what is most interesting. While these can now be canceled, there is a delay before changing stances again. This change will also more accurately synchronize first and third person views when quickly changing stances. When do you ever go into third person view? What the fuck are they talking about?
I assume they're talking about when somebody else is looking at you. Like it's more synchronized now, like what you're seeing and what they're seeing. I don't know. I was wondering that too. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're right.
Kind of like worded weird as third person, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. When exiting a slide, the first person camera will now more accurately match the third person animation state. So I don't know if what we want to talk about is exclusively written there, but slide cancel was nerfed super hard when Season 3 came out. And then the next day, they reverted most of the nerf, but now slide cancel is worse than it was in season 1, for example.
Yes, it is worse for sure.
You feel it a lot, Tanner?
Not that noticeable. No, I didn't play it when it was like hard nerf that the night that the patch came out, the night that season 3 came out before we got Verdansk 84. I did not play that, so I'm not sure what that was like, but I saw a bunch of people talking about it, saying it was like a big change. But I've played Cold War last night and today, and it is considerably slower. Like the whole sliding mechanic is seen and then getting out of sliding, but it's nothing crazy. You can just tell it feels a little bit slower. So, I mean, using SMGs entirely felt different because the movement speed nerf to SMGs and then that sliding change, they do feel not as good now. That's what I think.
Sorry. Vinay, thank you for the 1,000 bits, dude. I missed you last time. By the time I got your cheer, you were gone, and I felt bad. So don't fucking leave next time. Anyways, thank you for the 1,000 bits on the last episode, and for 1,000 more bits this time, dude. I really appreciate it, brother. Sorry I missed you, bud, but that's very generous, very kind. Thank you very much, young man. Vinay727. Change your name, of course. But thank you for the
Wow.
for the 2,000 bits, dude. Very kind of you, sir. Yeah. I felt it. So I'm in the same boat as you. I didn't play right when season 3 released, when the slide cancel was nerfed the hardest, but I've obviously played since they did like the half reversion thing. It does seem a little worse, but very not much, like very negligibly. Bigger than the nerf to slide cancel, what I'm noticing more is that whatever they changed is making me power squat more often, and that's pissing me off.
Power squat?
So the power squat, for the uninitiated, is when you press your crouch button expecting to slide, but you just crouch while you're getting fucking raped from a Krig across the map. Like, you want to slide, but instead your character just crouches and keeps duck walking, and then you die. It's called the power squat.
How do you do that? Why are you doing that?
Have you never tried to slide and your character just goes crouch instead of slides?
I don't think ever. No. I'm just better than you.
No. There's
How
no
do you
chance.
do that often? Are you kidding me?
It's happening
Do you
more
have some
in Cold War now.
Do you have some weird setting on that I don't? Because I don't know what you're even talking about. I've
Do you
never
have a
experienced
dedicated slide keybind?
No, I just click it twice real fast.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe you're just not good at pressing the same button twice.
Fake news.
You're used to sitting in a window
You're so dumb.
and just holding down your
You're such a
your right
dumb
mouse
bitch.
button and waiting for somebody to walk by
I
and
learned
then clicking
the
left
phrase
mouse.
power squat from Syrian.
What, do you watch CDL now? Where are you
And
learning this shit from?
I've watched many hours of Syritron's broadcast. F's in the chat. Hopefully he comes back soon. We miss you and we love you, Syrian. I learned this phrase from him because it would happen to him. So it's not just a shit player thing. It happens. I don't know if you're just too dumb to notice.
I guess he's
but it
just
does
shit
happen.
too. I don't know.
Cool.
I guess I'm better than Syrian.
Got
I don't
it.
know.
It happens to be a lot. Yeah.
Hey, come back and 1v1 me, Syrian. How about that? Come back.
Repeat the rape of shipment.
Yeah.
King. Yeah. Anyways,
Well,
whatever.
relax.
That's the one thing I noticed is that after this, the slide cancels feels like a little slower, but more than that, whatever the fuck they did, I'm power squatting more in Cold War, and it's making me absolutely mauled.
Yeah, I
But
would just say
think I
get
have to-
better.
I just have to get used to the timing of slides more, I think.
Yeah, that could be it.
So, anyways,
Get better, but yeah.
cool. New guns in Cold War. So, Tanner, you wrote a little fucking note here.
Where are we at?
What are we thinking here, little buddy? Right here.
Okay, so regarding the wild card in Cold War, by the way, I used to run perk greed. I no longer do that. So I pretty much come first full circle. I didn't used to like gunfighter because I was like, I feel like there's no reason to use it. But after trying to level up weapons to use in Warzone, I'm like, dude, you need gunfighter bad. So like giving you 3 more attachments gives you a better chance at like not being one framed by a sniper. It gives you like just that extra movement speed, ADS time, whatever it may be. The small difference on having those last 3 attachments can make a big difference in winning gunfights to somebody who only has 5 attachments. So I mean, I still lose every single fucking gunfight, but it does help you a lot, and it especially gives you an advantage when your gun is not max level. That's when you should absolutely be using Gunfighter. When your gun hits max level, then it's kind of up in the air. You can use perk greed on certain maps, certain game modes, but if you're not max level, absolutely use Gunfighter. You're just going to perform better having the free attachments, and then you're going to get more kills and level that up quicker. So also the thing with Cold War is it seems like it's always like the last 3 attachments that you get are like the ones you really need to unlock.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. That's I guess how it should be. I mean, for Modern Warfare, it was like all of like the first ones, I feel like, other than Monolithic. It was always like early ones.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So I mean, that's kind of how it should be. The best attachment should be unlocked last, theoretically. So it's fine. But yeah, use Gunfighter. That's my first tip for you guys trying to level up guns in Cold War. Or just level them up in Plunder and you'll have more fun, probably.
You'll probably do it faster. By the way, the Plunder leveling gun strat, I just learned this apparently. I learned this from Leia, and someone else told me one thing. But first of all, don't autofill. Queue into Plunder solo and don't let anyone join your squad, because this way you respawn instantly instead of having a timer. And then second of all, apparently the unspoken rule is to just go to Storage Town, and that's where everyone goes to just fight.
There's like 10 people at least that are just always at storage, and you're always fighting someone the whole time. And you drop, I mean, easy like 20, 30 bombs like it's nothing. Yeah. Easily.
And you'll level guns fucking quick doing that.
Pretty quick, yeah. Especially during double XP. I mean, I think probably for the time it takes to do, honestly, doing like supply runs is actually quicker. But getting a chopper early game and then keeping that thing the entire game while you do supply runs, and then finding supply runs that are close to you, is pretty much impossible. So at times it's better to just land and actually get kills. And then you get to practice more with the gun that way. So that's good too. But yeah, I was doing that earlier.
It in the Warzone engine, which is what you're ostensibly leveling it for anyway. That's actually a great point.
Yeah, the only thing is people have far less armor plates on Plunder typically. Like you're spawning with a couple armor plates. You don't find them. I mean, you find armor boxes often, but everything happens so quick if you're landing in hot areas like storage that like you don't have time to even throw down an armor box or plate up half the time. So the guns are also killing quicker. So it kind of gives you that false like weapon view that Rebirth gives you, where you think certain guns are going to be nutty, and also their stopping power everywhere. But it's still like you get like the core mechanics of the gun down. You learn the recoil pattern. You're getting in engagements at various distances. So it's good.
Yeah, I
like doing it there.
Yep. Yeah, interesting. So that's one thing I just want to quickly point out. And then also, by the way, on the wild card thing, perk greed, because I remember we talked about this. Perk greed, we were like, dude, 6 perks is so overpowered. It's like, yes, if all the perks were good. But here's the thing, they're not. So so it's like you're guaranteed 3 perks and 5 attachments. So if you take Gunfighter, you get 3 attachments extra. But if you take perk greed, you get 3 perks extra. But not really. Because perk greed, you would get 1 extra red perk, fair. 1 extra blue perk, doesn't matter at all. At all. Useless. So that doesn't count. And then 1 extra yellow perk, which can be pretty good. If you wanted to use like Gung Ho, Ghost, and Ninja are all like pretty good. But none of them are that crazy. Gung Ho is not as good as it used to be in BO4, for example. Ghost, I think, would be your default anyway, so I wouldn't count that. And then Ninja, again, it's okay, but it doesn't counter Field Mic anymore. So even that's not that great. So we'll call it 0.5. So you're really getting either 3 attachments on your gun or 1.5 perks. And when you look at it that way, Gunfighter's usually better, I would say.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you don't care about the optic. So then you're only getting 2 attachments, but I would still take 2 attachments over 1.5 perks. That's kind of what I think. So I do use Gunfighter way more often now. So yeah, that's another thing. But anyways, so the 2 new guns, the PPS, well, technically 3.
Yeah, we'll
get into it. 2 new guns and then 1 other new weapon, which is fun and exciting. The PPSH submachine gun. We talked about this and how it works in Warzone, how it feels in Warzone, etc. Tanner was telling me that people were telling him that the PPSH is not good in Cold War. And when I heard that, I had already used it quite a bit in Cold War, and I was like, really? Because it seems fucking fine in Cold War.
Uh-huh.
Now, here's what I will say about the PPSH in Cold War. It's a submachine gun. That's it. It's not like a MAC-10 where it's like really fast time to kill or really strong. It's not really unique in any fucking way whatsoever. It's just a submachine gun that shoots bullets. That's it. Doesn't kill super fast. Doesn't kill super slow. Doesn't have crazy range. Doesn't have terrible range. Doesn't have great reload. Doesn't have slow reload. It's just an SMG.
That's pretty good recoil. I mean, reload. Really good reload, actually.
Actually, yeah, maybe it does. It's, well, okay. But all in all, the way I feel about the PPSH is it's good. It's absolutely usable, just like every SMG in Cold War. But it doesn't stand out to me in any way in the way that, like, the MAC-10 did, for example. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I'd heard a lot of bad things about it in Cold War, but it is for sure better than I thought. The fire rate is really good, obviously. Recoil isn't that bad when you have 8 attachments using Gunfighter. Still has a little bit more horizontal recoil than I'd like, but I could probably fine-tune that with some other attachments. And maybe just, get a little bit more vertical recoil as a little trade-off, so... the irons are nice. Yeah, nice little treat. The irons are pretty good, but again, with Gunfighter, it gives me the chance to run a Microflex LED, which I really love that optic. Great visibility. There's like
Small
nothing.
frame.
There's nothing obstructing your view using that, so you're able to run Microflex. Surprisingly good at range for how bad SMG are is generally outside of like 10 meters.
Really?
So that was pretty surprising. I thought, on Nuketown, I was hitting people down like the opposite lanes pretty damn far, and like it was killing them pretty quickly. I was surprised. Now, of course, like you're saying, the PPSH isn't like the best at anything, pretty much. Like some dude was using an LC-10 with an axial 3x scope, and this guy was fucking gunning me down from across the map. It was like he was using, It was like how good assault rifles should have been on this game's launch. And I was like, dude, what am I getting killed by? Like the first time he killed me, I had no idea what it was. And I looked and it was an LC-10 with basically a sniper scope on it, right? Because a 3x optic in Cold War is a sniper scope. So that was pretty crazy to me. So, I mean, it's nothing like that good because it has too much recoil and like a weird horizontal bounce to do that. But it was surprising me at range. It's just really fun to use. I definitely like it more in Cold War than in Warzone. It was really fun in Rebirth, but in Verdansk, it fucking sucks. So Cold War, I think this is a good addition to the SMG category. It's not busted, which I love. But yeah, there's kind of just, it's not really the best at anything. It's not one of those guns that you like want to run for a specific reason because it doesn't really have one. It's kind of just there, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's just fine. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I agreed. So that's that. And then the other new weapon in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War 2020 Game of the Year edition is the new sniper rifle, the Swiss K31. Now, well, wait, hold on a minute. So we always talk about how important attachments are, especially in Cold War. There is no gun that is more true for than this dog shit sniper. So this gun is like the Koshka of Cold War.
Yeah, very well put. Yeah,
It
actually.
has a very small one-hit kill zone. So I was getting so many hit markers. I'm
Hit
not
marker
kidding.
machine.
I'm actually literally not joking. I got more hit markers than one-shot kills with this gun. Like a lot, like 70%. It's just fucking outrageous. Not great. So this gun's really, really bad and not worth using until you unlock the last barrel, the Tiger Team barrel. The Tiger Team barrel gives you some velocity, some fire rate increase, and plus 20% damage. As soon as you get this, it goes from being absolute trash to fucking amazing. Because the ADS speed's really good, the fire rate's really good, the sprint to fire's really good as far as sniper goes, obviously. Aim walking movement speed, I think, is pretty good too. So it goes from being complete dog shit to being fucking nasty, dude. Nasty. Really fun gun to use once you get the barrel. But that's at level fucking 48. And the gun only goes up to 55. So this is a gun where I would say you have to level this in Plunder. You're just not going to have fun. Unless you only shoot people in the head. So if you're cheating, you'll do fine, right? If you're cheating.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you're going to get so many fucking hit markers until you get that barrel. But once you do, it's a blast, dude. It's really fun. And I think an ADS is faster than like a Pellington even. Maybe it doesn't. I'm not positive about that. But that's certainly what it feels like. So this is just night and day between, depending on attachments. It goes from the worst sniper to like maybe the best sniper with just one barrel. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
So since this is initial thoughts, for me, it's awful. And it's because of the reason you just explained for 5 minutes. Mine is only like level 25.
Easy.
So it's awful. It's a hit marker machine in Cold War, which a sniper in Cold War getting hit markers isn't great, right? For how busted they all are.
It's actually shocking, yeah.
Actually less hit markers using a level 1 Tundra. So it's a fucking disaster in Cold War right now without the proper attachments. So in Plunder, I definitely agree with you there. Level it up in Plunder or like, I don't know, play Rebirth or something, I guess. But at the level I'm at, it's actually unusable. Mm-hmm. Like the ADS sucked with it. It just, yeah, I mean, like every other shot was a hit marker. I haven't used a sniper that got that many hit markers. So pretty disappointing because I was so excited for this because I thought this was going to take the place of the Car 98 in Warzone. And it's pretty much worse at everything.
Yeah, in Warzone, yes.
In Warzone. And in Cold War, it's bad.
Yeah. Once you get that barrel, it's really good in Cold War, but I mean, you don't really play it, so it doesn't matter much for you.
That's hard to even level it up and get to that point because it's not good before that.
Yeah. You just have to level it up in Plunder. Because at least in Plunder, no sniper is going to one-tap you unless they headshot you. Like, everyone has to headshot in Plunder, which levels the playing field. It makes the gun much closer to its counterparts.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's interesting. So if you guys play a lot of Cold War, you're not going to have fun if you try and level this in Cold War. I did it because I'm dumb. But it's going to take a long time because you're going to get a fuck ton of hit markers, man. A fuck ton. So keep that in mind. And then also, we got the ballistic knife. Cool. I mean, it's a ballistic knife. I have very little to say about it. This is a Treyarch staple. It wouldn't be a Treyarch Call of Duty game without a ballistic knife. So now we have one.
Yeah.
So to unlock it, apparently, you have to get a 1-shot, 1-kill medal and a melee kill in the same life 15 times.
That's one of the harder unlocks, by the way, in the game for weapons. It's not that easy to do.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that
easy. To do
easy.
both in the same life.
I think what you would do is play like Nuketown, camp a building, wait for someone to run in, stab them, and then once you get that, peek the window, try and get a snipe 15 times. Seems like you could do it pretty quick, but it would be annoying.
It would still take, I feel like, a few hours to do, honestly.
Probably.
Whereas some of these things you can have done in under 20 minutes.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't be that fast. Yeah, true. But yeah, it works like a ballistic knife. By the way, pro tip, guys. There's a snipers only mosh pit. And based on the name of that playlist in Cold War, you would think it's snipers only. Right?
Yeah.
That's what you would think.
Yeah.
So, and that's not true. You can't use assault rifles, so that's good. Can't use SMGs. Can't use rocket launchers. Can't use a knife. In fact,
that's good
because it's snipers only. Guess what you
not
can
LMGs.
use though? No, not LMGs either.
Okay.
Guess what you can use?
I don't know what.
Ballistic knife.
Oh.
Now why?
Really?
No fucking idea.
It's a sniper.
Apparently I have no fucking idea. But the only weapons you can use in the snipers only mosh pit are any sniper rifle plus a ballistic knife. Don't know why. But I was trying to level my Swiss K31 in this playlist, and then some fucking rat just fucking stabs me, and I'm in a blender. And then I go into create a class and realize, oh, cool. So they had an oversight here. So that's fun and exciting. So then what did I do? Did I go and unlock the ballistic knife? No, I bought the blueprint for it because I'm a pay-to-win piece of shit. So then I had my ballistic knife too. So then if I saw
such a piece
someone
of garbage
running around with a ballistic knife, now to be fair, I'm an honorable man. I have honor, okay? So I had the ballistic knife just in case. Just in case. I didn't use it.
You are fake news.
I didn't use it, right? But I said, hey, look, dude, I'm not going to use it unless you do.
Yeah. Okay.
And then some rat would run at me with his dumb little fucking knife out, and I'd say, you want to duel, bitch? Let's duel. And I would take out my sword, and we would duel, and I would win because I'm built different. So anyways, if you want to be an absolute rat piece of shit in the snipers only mosh pit, get a ballistic knife and just destroy everyone. It's not hard. You move very fast. And if they miss one shot, you'll get a kill, which they won't. They won't miss. Let's be clear. So it's not that good. Because sniper, you can't miss with a sniper. But anyways, that's fun and exciting. So the ballistic knife's in the game. I don't care. But it's in. So cool. Now, new map. New maps, in fact. One of which is called Yamagunshi. That's a joke. It's called Yamantau. So Yamantau is a map. Now, someone in chat before we played this told me that this was Summit. I said it before and I'll say it again.
Let's call him out. I think it was
Summit.
Urban. I think it was Urban Bigfoot. Yeah, fuck you, Urban.
So shout out to Urban Bigfoot. Fuck you. This map is simply not Summit at all. The map is not Summit. It's like vaguely, it's pretty sort of similar at mid to Summit's mid, kind of, because there's like the down below and then like the second deck, sort of, kind of. Not really, but okay, sure, bud.
I get it. Yeah,
vaguely
I
resembles Summit, but it's not the map Summit. Okay, we'll start there. So Yamantau is a new map that is not Summit in Cold War. And
thanks for pointing that out.
You're very welcome. Tanner, what are your thoughts on Yamantau?
Okay, I think this is a really fun map. First of all, I love snow maps like that. I always get a hard on for a good snow map for some reason. Usually because they have good visibility, so I like that. To me, it's a smaller version of like Payload mixed with some Summit vibes. I get what he's talking about, but to say it's Summit, so the new map is Summit. It's not. I get what you're saying. I get what you're going for. It's not Summit though. So it's a classic traditional 3-lane map. That side lane along the cliff is very similar to Payload and Summit, where you can run along that walkway and then you can like jump from that walkway into like the oversized window to get into mid to make a play. So that's kind of like the Summit vibes I think he was talking about. And also it's the same thing on Payload. It has that same little area where you can kind of jump into mid. So the middle area has some verticality and flows pretty well, but I don't like that top hallway at mid on the second floor.
So
that is
hallway,
a nasty choke point. Yes.
Yeah.
So what that No. That's not what I mean. I mean going in that hallway. If you step foot in that hallway, you're dead because there's going to be something at the opposite end of it camping. So like, I feel like it would flow better somehow if like the second floor went to the other side of the map and there was like an identical hallway at that side too. So there's 2 lanes you can run down versus either you go below or you take that hallway. So I don't like that part of it. It's a nasty choke point. It's hard to peek because someone's always ADS there. They always fry me as soon as I come around the corner. So that kind of pisses me off. And then the opposite lane that's more inside the map and not on the cliff has a couple head glitch areas like around the boxes, which I wasn't a fan with.
Yeah,
those kind of pissed me the fuck off. Those are hard to shoot people off of. But yeah, overall, other than those like few small issues, it's really good. Flows pretty well, and it seems like it's a familiar map, that it's like nothing new and crazy, but it's just like a great addition to Cold War's like growing 6v6 map list, which they've been doing a good job adding 6v6 maps. I just wish, it would have been cool if these were here on launch, because it would have gave me it would have made me like Cold War more at launch, honestly, if I had these good maps to play. So it's cool they're adding them in now. But yeah, overall, fun map. I enjoy it. I like this one a lot.
So it's not quite Apocalypse level, but it does get the stamp of approval, the TDS stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Gets a stamp of approval.
Yeah. So Yamantau, I agree. I think it's a great map. It feels familiar. I think that's a good way to put it. We've talked about this a lot, and I'll say it again. Treyarch is just built different, and they can make maps. And they've done it again with Yamantau. I don't think this map is like fucking great or anything. Let me be clear. It's not a fucking top 10 Call of Duty map or anything. Maybe if I played it a lot more, I would think that, but I doubt it. It seems very simple, which is fine. I like simple maps, but it just doesn't strike me as like groundbreakingly good or anything. And I agree with Tanner. It's not as good as Apocalypse. Apocalypse is really fun. I don't know why. I'm not a level designer, but Yamantau nonetheless is still a good map. 3 lanes. And another thing I like about it a lot is that it's fucking small, dude. It's a small ass little map. It's a small map for 6s. It's a 6v6 sized 6v6 map, which is great, because when you want to play the game with 12 people on it, it would be nice if the map was good for having 12 people on it. Now, Infinity Ward doesn't know that. They're still maybe learning, hopefully. But Treyarch does know that. And Yamantau is a very good size. It's on the smaller side, which I like. But it's not small in the way that you're ever going to get. It's small, but there's no sight line from one fucking end of the map to the other. So even though people are close, you're never going to get like cheesed in that way. Like, it's not like Shipment where you can spawn and literally be getting shot from another spawn, for example.
Or Nuketown. That happened 5 times to me on Nuketown today.
Yes,
yeah,
it happens on Nuketown too. Yeah.
By the way, it's crazy to me that after all of these years on Nuketown, it's like they managed to make the spawns worse every year still. It's crazy to me. Like, the spawns are worse in this game than BO4. They just get shittier and shittier every year. It's astonishing, truly.
It is. Yeah, true. Actually, true. So.
But anyways.
Yeah, so that's Yamantau.
Feels like Summit. Oh boy.
It's a revamp. Cool.
It feels more like Payload to me, if any. I don't know.
It doesn't feel too much
like
either.
Doesn't feel like either. Yeah. It doesn't feel exactly like either, but I get more Payload vibes from it. Because like the mid is entirely different at Summit. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
I could see both. But anyways, yeah, Yamantau, good map. And then there's apparently another map called Diesel. I don't know how I missed this. It probably doesn't have its own playlist, which is why I missed it, I guess. But in the patch notes,
I'll explain it.
Cool. In the patch notes, it says this map is for 2v2, 3v3, and 6v6. And my question to Tanner was, is this map too big for 2v2, or is it too small for 6v6? What Give us the rundown.
It is way too big for 3v3. So,
got it.
Yeah, I think this will be a really good map once I play it on sixes. Now, of course, they released this new sixes map, right? And they put the featured playlist as 3v3 face-off. What are you doing? Make a playlist that's Yamantau, Yamagunchi, and Diesel. 6v6 24/7 for a week. It's
easy.
Pretty simple. It's the simplest thing. Why are you forcing this face-off bullshit? Do people even actually like face-off? I don't know. I don't like it, especially on Diesel when it's a sixes map, right? Don't make me play 3v3 on a map that's entirely too big for it. So as a sixes map, this will be definitely on the small side, but as a 3v3 map, it played terrible. I had to run around. I was constantly like running to opposite sides of the map, trying to figure out where the enemy was, because there was just no gunfights going on. It was very odd to me. And like, it made me think at first that like, okay, maybe this map is huge, but it's not. It's a perfect 6v6 size. It's just a shit map for 3v3. But I think this will be a really fun map. It's like a traditional, it's pretty much like a 3-lane map. There's a lot of clutter and garbage on it though. And like little corners and stuff you can get in. So it may be like, end up being like a camper's paradise, just sitting in these
delight,
yeah, just sitting in these random little corners and shit. But it seems cool. It's like a desert map. It's like I wasn't really paying attention. I think it's like a gas station in the middle or something, or like a little mechanics shop. What?
Go to image hosting. Look at that picture. What does that screenshot remind you of? What does that look like to you?
I don't know. What?
Immediately, that looks not only similar to, but the same as new gas on customs in Tarkov.
Oh.
Including that railway in that position.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a gas station. Gas stations don't vary that much, right?
Dude, I immediately was like, wait, is this the right article?
That's funny. You're like, is this the right video game?
Yeah, is this the right podcast? This is, by the way, the screenshot I'm referring to here, boys and girls. Let me see if I can do this. Cool, that didn't help. There we go.
Yeah.
Looks exactly
like
custom.
But anyways, I think this will be a really fun 6v6 map. I just wish they had made that as the playlist for this week. So it's jam-packed. But yeah, it was just awful in 3v3. So
seems like it looks similar to Backlot in at least some of these screenshots.
No.
Cool.
Not the
Actually,
vibe
not
at all.
at all.
Not even close. Yeah.
That's all one story.
I'm actually, that actually made me mad that you just said that. It's crazy.
Cool. Got it. So anyways,
nuts.
Yeah, I have no input on Diesel. I didn't even know it was a sixes map, so I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for that.
Well, that's what sucks is they add like what I think is going to be a good sixes map, and they put the featured playlist.
Yeah,
that's 3v3 face off. Yeah. Again, trying to shove the shit game modes down our throats instead of just putting it as a sixes playlist. Stop splitting the player base. It's that simple.
True.
We don't need 2v2, 3v3, 6v6, 10v10, 40 versus 40. I don't whatever else. Just stop. Stop.
Agreed.
Just do gunfight and 6v6. You don't need the threes. Because I don't even, like, on that map, I genuinely don't understand the point of it. You would think threes should be played on, like, really small maps to make it intense, but not overwhelming. Like 3v3 on Shipment or something, right?
Yes, exactly.
But they're doing, it's like if they were to take Shoot House in Modern Warfare and make it 3 versus 3. It's like, why? What's the point of that? It plays perfect on 6v6. So I think that's what this is going to be. Just a shit decision to put that as the featured playlist. Yeah,
that is weird. That's probably why I didn't. The reason I probably didn't notice it is because if I see the word face off or phrase, I tune it out. I block it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just simply don't notice. So I'll give that a try soon, but that is that. So did we miss anything else you want to talk about?
For initial thoughts, no. I mean, obviously we didn't play Cold War as much as we did for Dansk since season 3. So those were, initial thoughts were lighter. There's also far less to talk about. Yeah. They didn't get a new giant, battle royale map. So. Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of zombie shit that came, by the way, but all the zombies community people already know that because that's all they play. But like zombies now, you can also unlock, you can finally unlock weapons doing shit in zombies, like get like this many kills to unlock this gun in zombies.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because before all those guys had to come play multiplayer, which wasn't great. So long overdue there. Yeah.
Cool.
So now Zombies has their own specific unlock challenge. There's changes to Outbreak and shit. They added another region to Outbreak, added more intel on that, you know, stuff like that. But we haven't played that and may not for a while. So
yeah,
we won't really talk about that much.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good to know. I'm glad you included that. Yeah. So, yeah, I've actually played quite a bit of Cold War since season 3. I've played a lot in the past couple days. The only things that, like, outside of what we've already talked about, as far as first impressions of season 3 go for Cold War, the only thing, like, really, that I've really noticed a lot is ARs felt better. Like, I was using the Krig to get it gold for Warzone. And it has this buff they did to the headshot damage. I notice it a lot and easily and a lot and a lot. A lot. I got a fuck ton of Nuketown kills on people camping those windows because it's like you only need to hit them 2 or 3 times in the head and they're dead. Like, it's really obvious. And then I was using the QBZ and I felt like I was getting real quick kills with that too. So I know we've talked about, like, assault rifles are, like, useless. You might as well just use an SMG. Since season 3, I've felt more like ARs have range that is, like, substantially more than SMGs. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now, I haven't played that much, and I haven't used every AR, but for the ones I have used, it felt that way. Like, I actually felt like I was getting AR range instead of SMG range because the SMGs are so disgusting with, like, slower handling. So that's really good. I've noticed less LMGs, which I've talked about. No one's using the Swiss K31. It's another thing I've noticed.
Yeah. Nope.
A lot of people are using the PPSH. And the increased power squatting because of the small nerf to slides. That's kind of what I've noticed since season 3 launched. And then outside of that, nothing I can think of in particular. So that is that, boys and girls. So with that said, once again, Tuesday will be our next episode of the program. We're, of course, going to go get some games in after this. So don't fucking go anywhere. But Tuesday will be our next episode of the program. We're going to do a normal kind of Wednesday type episode, except we're going to include some things from this week. Although we've already talked about quite a bit, so maybe not as much as we initially thought. But we'll see. Nonetheless, it's going to be Tuesday. Keep your eyes on the Twitter because we will post the schedule on our pinned tweet there for next week because things are getting crazy. What else was I going to say? Follow the fucking TikTok. We've got a lot of spicy new TikToks coming shortly.
Yeah, more coming this week.
More coming this week. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we're going to have those. Hash has been doing an excellent job. So shout out to Magnolia Film Road Co.
Magnolia Road Film Co. Yeah. Cool. Also, this video coming out this next week will be a best of April versus a best of week. Since we didn't do a lot of streams like 2 weeks in the middle of April, or like actually the beginning 2 weeks because of Tarkov. So we're going to do like an overview. So it'll be probably longer than the weekly ones and cover pretty much the entire month.
Yes. And I think going forward, guys, we're going to start doing that instead.
I think so. We want to focus on the TikTok because TikTok has way more potential of quick growth compared to putting out a weekly YouTube highlight video for sure. So follow us on TikTok, please, which is the Dropshot podcast. Yeah.
Yes.
The Dropshot podcast on TikTok. Give us a follow.
Please.
Like, comment,
share,
retweet, even though you can't share.
You can share though. Yeah, do that.
I mean, just take a break of looking through the actual whores on TikTok, right? And just come watch us. Give us a like or two between scrolling through the whores.
Correct.
Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with looking at the whores on TikTok.
Nothing wrong with being a whore either.
Throw in the drop shot every once in a while in between that, please. Do us a little favor. Yeah, go ahead though. keep looking at the whores. That's fine.
Yeah,
No problem with that.
We love the whores on the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. Nothing wrong with being a whore. Yes, please. Because, yeah, and I think also make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube, too, because the best of the week videos have been excellent. Best of the month is going to be even better because he'll have more clips to curate and make a video about. So it's going to be longer, and it's also going to be just like probably higher caliber clips in general, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Hash is a genius at that. I'm leaving it up to his discretion. But the best of the month videos, I suspect, are going to be very, very good. Even better than the best of the week submissions, if only for the amount of content that is at our disposal.
Yeah.
So subscribe to the YouTube. Also, again, of course, subscribe to the TikTok. And again, Twitter, pin tweet, follow us there as well. TheDropshot.com is where you can find all of these fucking links. You don't have to worry about what handle we're at or anything like that. Go to TheDropshot.com and then click on the fucking Patreon button, click on the Twitter button, click on the TikTok button. Oh, we don't have a TikTok button, do we? Fuck. We'll figure that out on Monday. But TikTok at the Dropshot Podcast. So keep that in mind. And then last, but certainly not least, once again, patreon.com/thedropshots. The best way to support this program. Tanner, go live.
Wait. I was gonna say, maybe you should stream gameplay tonight because I didn't really eat dinner and I need to eat. And then Tuesday I'll just stream the pod or something.
Wait, so are you not playing tonight?
No, I'm still gonna play. I just don't want to stream because I'm gonna eat while we're playing.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine.
And then I'll just get recordings on OBS.
Little shadow play action. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that sounds fun. All right, so stick around, guys. We're gonna do Warzone soon. So Tanner will not be going live. You can exit your webcam if you want to start eating now, little buddy. If you want.
Thanks, little buddy.
Or yours. Not. Up to you. What was I gonna say? Yeah, patreon.com/thedropshot. Best way to support the program. We have a ton of bonus content, ton of bonus episodes. We'll have our last two for this month coming shortly. A lot of benefits there. Best way for you guys to support us, and you guys get the most out of it. A lot of content, like actually. And the hangouts are only going to get better now that we have Rebirth Island at our disposal. We've already done it yesterday. It was really fucking fun, and we're going to keep doing it, and that's open to all patrons. So you get bonus episodes, you get weekly hangouts. Hey, buy some friends. I know you guys don't have any fucking friends, right? Patreon.com/thedropshot. You can get some, dude. For the low price of $5 United States dollars a month, you can have friends, dude. How does that sound? How does that sound? And the hangouts are fucking fun, dude. Really fun. And Rebirth Island again was awesome. Even when we do customs like Rebirth Island or just regular Warzone customs, sometimes we make custom rule sets where we're like, okay, snipers only or no M16. Those are really fun, and we can test. We have a little laboratory to test what will be meta after some nerfs we expect to happen, which we've done before. And also, after the customs, we often just stay in voice and hang out, make tier lists, get blackout drunk.
It's fun. It's really fun, politics,
actually. Play Scriblio. Genuinely a fucking blast.
It's like, it's just like a hangout night with your friends. It's really fun.
It's genuinely really fun, and they only get better, I think.
There's also going to be a shitload of good. I mean, I feel like we say this often, but especially now, a lot of stuff coming out. There's going to be a ton of good bonus episodes coming, and of course, you have access to like 35 of them immediately when you sign up now. So it's always a good time to join the Patreon, but right now it's an excellent time.
True. So, with that said, boys and girls, that is it. We're going to go get some dubs in Verdansk, 1984. I don't think we have a 1984 win yet, so let's change that for sure.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Win.
Yeah. Didn't we get one with Ellen Grimm?
Did we? Where did the circle end?
I'm pretty sure I don't remember.
Yeah, on the hill.
We were playing good. We were having high kill games. Yeah, we were doing actually really good.
Twice, actually, so I'm just dumb.
Yeah, the lobbies have been pretty easy so far.
Yeah, everyone's using new guns.
They won't be
so.
tonight. It's Saturday,
Yeah,
but yeah.
And I got the insane trio quad. We won 2 games, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of them
you
ended
did.
Promenade, where I put all of you pieces of shit on my back, right? For
Well,
just a
I mean, you don't have
high
to
kill.
degrade us. We were your teammate. We were there to support you, but
Well,
sure, bud. You can just shit talk us. That's fine, I guess.
And I will. And then another
Okay.
one we won on the hills, in the hills by... Fuck, where is that by?
We just win so often. I don't even know, dude. I have
the
like
west
1,000 wins
edge-
in this game.
The west edge of the map, like west of storage, basically. Doesn't matter. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, please join the Patreon and stay humble.
Please stay humble.